So we wanted something that wasn't just a bad guy who's going to beat you up. Something potentially, good, but maybe with a different motif, some cool kind of theming to it, and also very classic. So this week, am doing Djinni.
Oh, Djinni! Oh my god, Djinni.
This one is specifically the Djinni, D-G-I-N-N-I.
Djinn, yeah.
So it is the genie of air, and that's why it has the wispy kind of, classic Aladdin look.
I'm gonna try my very best not to just draw
Will Smith.
The Aladdin, the Will Smith, everyone's favourite genie.
Yep.
Oh gosh. Well done, Sam.
It's alright.
Well done. It's alright.
That's what I'm here for.
It's also kind of a hot topic.
Yeah, we're coming right, sort of around that time.
Not really anymore.
No, I think that movie came out and no one saw it. So
I think a lot of people did. Yeah,
it came out like a month ago.
Ooh.
I think.
Okay.
Okay, we're not as in the know as some people are.
So yeah, about genies. In general, most genies are evil or neutral.
Yeah.
But the air genie is chaotic good.
Okay, so he's a friendly fellow. Does he come out of a lamp? Should I not draw a lamp?
Literally, his picture has him coming out of a lamp.
Okay, cool.
So, to put them into more context, what a genie is... They are basically a soul of a creature that has merged with one of the elemental planes and created this creature.
Righto.
So basically, it says that they don't really maintain much of what they were before, but they are now a genie. And a genie is an incredibly powerful creature. Yes,
they I believe have wish, do they not?
Well, that's an interesting thing. Only the genie nobility, which is like a more powerful genie, has wish.
Right, okay.
And they because genie society is very hierarchical.
Yeah. Okay, so they have society as well. Ooh, okay.
How does that work?
Not quite in the same way.
Right.
But for instance, it's much more like lord and serf kind of style.
Because I did once upon a time as a young lad. We had my family. We did have the Arabian Nights. A sort of, I think, not really a censored version. Actually, it was pretty grim. But I do remember there's quite a few genies in the actual Aladdin tale, and they do sort of have a hierarchy amongst them, and they come out of all sorts of things. He gets one out of a ring, not a lamp. There's a lamp one, but his one comes out anyway.
And this is why it's kind of fun, is the theming with this stuff, because you get to use the terms like sultans and caliphs and all of these great Eastern terms to describe like a genie. To go into like what they are. Genies are all about like hierarchy, and they love to have servants or slaves if they're evil slaves. Okay. It says here that the air ones treat their slaves like servants and generally care for them, but they do have them because it's such a matter of status for them.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, and also another thing about that is that genies, for being so powerful and some of them being able to change reality through casting wish, often they do get convinced that they themselves may be gods.
I see, right.
Okay.
And they get a little god complexy.
Having a sort of tyrant genie could be quite cool and scary. I think having a straight up evil genie would be quite terrifying to a party, because they are so strong, so powerful. They are also quite physically strong, aren't they? I seem to remember from the book.
Oh yeah,
they've got swords, right?
They're
like, got a sword?
They're all challenge rating 11.
Ooh.
Okay, it's not as high as I might have thought, though.
That's quite
still high.
Quite spicy.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're all that. The genie in the book has a scimitar, flowing silks, like a turban.
Yeah.
All of the genies seem to have this very Eastern theme. Eastern traders. Like because genies are aligned with different elements. Like in here, there's an aquatic genie who kind of looks like a fish man. There's a fire genie who has like legs and like devil horns.
Is this from the base book?
This is all in the base book, yeah.
I don't remember there being multiple kinds. But
yeah, it's just they're not called genies, they're called like Dao and Ifriti and
the Ifrit, right, yeah.
But they are all genies.
Genies, right. So we're doing the air one though, the Djinn.
Yeah, we are doing the Djinn.
Cool.
The lore is kind of like where you make this monster.
Yeah.
Like genies in general, I think part of the reason why these ones are good is because, again, they're nice to their slaves, but also they do believe in servitude. Like, if you do maybe summon one or ask for its aid or beget its aid, it will help you. maybe for its own benefit as well, but it does believe in that's an acceptable thing. It does not believe in being imprisoned. They hate the lamp thing.
Oh, okay, right.
They all hate the lamp thing.
But he still comes out of a lamp, right?
I think that's
in the picture.
I think it's because of like genies live in their material planes.
Right. So it's like a summoning thing.
So often the ones that we will find in our plane are ones that wizards have entrapped.
Right.
Okay.
And of course, it's because of how powerful wizards are in general in D&D. The idea that they can take an object like a flask or a lamp and imprison a creature that can shape reality is very D&D.
Yeah.
It's very metal.
If you're going through like the wizard's dungeon or lair, there can be a room where his genie is kept. It could be like a sky harem in there with silks and food, and he could even not be hostile to you, or maybe
Oh yeah. I'm thinking if you let him out of his,
we're gonna break you out. Help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you break him out, and then he's not quite as Robin Williams as you were hoping as a party, and he's more like, now you're my servants. Good job, everyone.
Yeah. Or he just leaves without even helping you.
Yeah. So they do have like a lot of spellcasting stuff, right, as well?
Well, yes, they do. Let's go into that, I guess.
Just quick.
So a genie just about hits... AC 17, 161 hit points, fly 90.
Wow, yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're quick, they come at you.
And they're not really armoured, are they?
No, not armoured, it's all natural.
Yeah.
The multi-attack, they can make 3 scimitar attacks.
Ooh!
Plus 9, 2d6 plus 5 slashing, and 1d6 lightning or thunder, GD's choice.
Oh, cool. Okay, so he's got magic.
So they're coming at you slashing. With spells, they have quite a good range. At will, they have Detect Good and Evil, Detect Magic, and Thunder Wave.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
3 a day. 3 a day, they have Create Food and Water.
Okay, it's all
brackets can create wine instead of water.
Excellent.
Tongues, so because they don't speak common.
Oh, do they not? Okay.
They speak Auran, the elemental like air language. So they can speak to you because they have tongues.
Cool.
Wind walk. Once per day, they can conjure elementals. Brackets only air elementals.
Right. So the element of their thing.
Yeah. Gaseous form, invisibility, major image, plane shift.
Ooh,
so you free the genie, and he runs back to where he came from.
Yeah, he just goes home.
He nopes out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also creation, so he can just like snap his fingers and make a table, and then snap his fingers and make the food for the table.
Yeah,
awesome. Like he has all that stuff to
go.
go.
Yeah, they made sure that you can do your Aladdin scenes if you want.
Exactly, major image and stuff like that. You can play that genie character quite well.
Yeah. So all sorts of cool spells that you'd expect and want them to have.
But
nothing too groundbreaking then.
No, and again,
all good stuff, obviously, but nothing.
Yeah.
And there is a section talked about wishes.
Okay, yeah.
Where it says that very few genies can cast wishes. Those are part of the genie nobility.
Right.
Genie can cast between 1 to 3 wishes. The creature that gets the wishes cannot be a genie.
Okay, sure.
Once a genie has granted its limited number of wishes, it can't grant again wishes for an amount of time, usually a year. It's all stuff you'd expect.
So it's not like limited to the person. It's just limited. It's limited to the genie itself. How many wishes it can do. Right. So it can't. Not 3 wishes per party member.
It then also says that cosmic law also dictates that the same genie can expend its limit of wishes on a specific creature only once in that creature's existence.
Cosmic law.
Well, they come about from some kind of They come about from some kind of elemental chaos. Clearly, like.
Oh yeah. I'd love to hear what other cosmic laws there are, but I
want to be an attorney at cosmic law.
And then it has to go into more detail. Just D&D rules it up.
Yeah,
to be granted a wish, a creature must be within 60 feet of the genie and state its desired effect. The genie can then cast the wish spell on the creature's behalf to bring about the effect. Depending on the genie's nature, the genie might try to pervert the intent of the wish by exploiting wish's poor wording.
I was going to ask if they can monkey paw it, kind of.
Yeah, because it sounds like they basically will just cast the wish as you say it, but they can't necessarily change what you say. Okay.
Yeah. But they
I
could
guess if
obviously
they
change
cast it
intention.
for you, then they
decide
can
what the
exert
wish is.
some sort of will. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they I guess can't really change what you say.
Any ambiguity they will take advantage of.
Yeah. Which is of course a classic.
You know, it's that high level adventuring, you know, where genie's like a genie could wish you to his lair or whatever, or plane shift you to his lair.
Having like a quest where the genies are not, because I can imagine them being sort of treated as a reward, like you found the genie, you freed him, you get a wish, and that would be, I think, a perfectly reasonable way to have a genie in D&D.
Yeah.
But I think if you wanted to have like going into the actual like culture of them, as it were, in D&D and more into their lore, I think having working for and becoming for a time the servant of a djinn who's, you know, he's ordering you around and getting you to do stuff for him, I think could be quite interesting. But yeah, it's as with all Disney things, everyone's at least in the West, everyone's opinions of genie lore has been so heavily coloured by the movie. Yeah, it's kind of not even by the story.
Just by the Disney movie Aladdin, yeah.
And Robin Williams, obviously incredible performance, but it's cool to have a little bit of both for the D&D one. Like they haven't just made the genie; they've made something in between the two. I think, which is quite nice of them.
This is something we've talked about a few times now, and I'm a little reticent to bring up, but I'm going to.
Sure.
A genie is something you can definitely make a character of.
Yeah. Definitely. Like, I mean, I think it kind of. If you don't, then it's not really going to be good. I think is the thing here.
Like you need to, unlike a lot of the creatures we talk about, you need to name this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you 100%. He needs to have a name, and it needs to be something that you've thought about who they are and what they want. Even if they are just a reward giving thing, not giving them a character will seem very weird. Like this is not something that your party will want to talk to this.
Yeah, I was going to say they're going to be like interested in finding out about it because everyone's interested by a genie.
It could even be a genie that can't cast a wish. It could just be a genie that gives them a monetary reward.
Yeah, because obviously they probably have some wealth if they're so powerful and so stays obsessed.
Well, about their home.
I do question the likelihood of putting a genie in your campaign and choosing to not have it be a wish granting genie. Like if you're going to put a genie in your campaign, I feel the odds are it's going to be a wish granting one. Odds are, unless you have
multiple genies.
Yeah, if you have the one, it's going to be a wish one. Probably. Yeah. Unless the joke is they've been looking for this genie to get themselves a wish spell, and then it's like, oh, I can't do that. Sorry.
Or a genie could lie about being able to grant a wish to get them to do something, and then it hasn't got a wish. Oh, sorry, bye.
It's chaotic good, not lawful good.
Yeah.
The way that you would use a non-wish casting genie is by not having them expect a genie.
Yeah, that works, yeah.
You go into, again, we're going through the dungeon. You run into the genie's lair in the part of the dungeon. He's got his palace of Azkaban in there. Yeah. And you run into him, you talk to him, and then obviously at some point the player will bring up, if we free you, do we get a wish? And the genie could be offended by that.
Like, how dare you?
Exactly.
3 days a year.
Like, that could be that moment where the party is suddenly like, oh god, we're in this guy's house and this is a genie here, and we are making him angry.
Are they just going to sort of go along quietly and say, oh, right, sorry. Please let us leave. No, you're my servants now. Oh.
Aww.
Oh dear. But this genie obviously has been he's been trapped somewhere in a treasury room of some wizard or some sort. And I guess I've left a space for him, but I think Norman's going to be on the
just chilling on the hand.
Yeah, I think that was obvious all along.
Yeah.
I think he'll be having a cup of tea too.
Very civilized.
I'm gonna have to look up a good teacup design later on, but
it's interesting having a chaotic good monster because there's so few good monsters in the list.
Yeah. Especially ones that all the good monsters are basically ones that you just won't fight. Like you're not gonna end up fighting these guys.
Yeah.
and then because I think the way that the genie's chaotic good in the same way that like some of the metallic dragons are good, I suppose, in that they're still very scary and potentially a threat, but they're just not going to attack you on sight.
Yeah.
Or, enslave you immediately. The genie might sort of enslave you because he assumes that you want to work for him, because what a great and powerful boss he is.
Yeah, that's totally a thing, that they assume that servitude is part of life. So it could literally just be that you've sought me out, I'll grant you this treasure, and now you're mine.
And now you're mine. Good job. Thank you very much.
I'll take that treasure back, and
you took the treasure. You signed the contract. Good job.
And it could even just be that he's now your mine, and then you don't do anything with that right now. The genie goes home.
Yeah, but he'll call upon you at some point.
Yeah.
And one day you just suddenly get planar summoned.
well, it could also not be that. It could just be that maybe part of a quest down the line, when you need help from the elemental plane of air or something, you could ask your patron.
That is true, yeah, because if he's a good boss,
he's chaotic good, yeah.
It goes both ways,
and then he could be like, you know what? As my servant on the material plane, I will help you, but I will require something in exchange.
Yeah, like you're part of my household, as it were. Now, I'm not. If an insult to you is an insult to me.
Exactly. Yeah. That is very good.
And that could be really cool. And again, like the way that you originally frame it could seem bad, and like the people are like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Being a servant sounds bad, but you could, if he comes in and helps you, kill a big bad boy, then
or even just he promises a boon at some point. Like you guys really need to be able to fly, or transport.
Yeah.
Or something. Or you need a powerful spell to locate an object. Or something.
Yeah, these are all things that your genie can do. I like the idea of having him as like a patron in the same way that you have like your warlock patron. I think that's quite fun.
I think a warlock maybe whose patron is a genie.
Yes.
That could be very good.
That would be very cool, I think. I wonder how much you'd have to sort of finagle to make that a reasonable thing. Probably not too much, right? Some of the patrons are quite nice, and
you could go quite easily fiend and then have the fire genie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like the monsters. I don't think we've really done any yet. Where there's the elemental variants of all of them. But it is cool because it means you can automatically again have this dynamic with the other ones if you want to have a pretty simple political sort of political story thing going on. It's like, okay, we're friends with the wind guy. So he's going to be enemies, probably, with these other guys. Again, you don't have to do that, but it's a real easy setup for a political, social structure that you can, if you don't want to go into actual, like, realistic politics stuff.
Again, the genie lore page is like 2 pages.
Okay.
There is quite
That's
a bit.
big.
One of it goes into details about which genies typically hate other genies of different types.
Okay, nice. So, again, they themselves are setting that sort of thing up then.
No, we should probably do a rating.
Yeah, numbers.
Yeah. You guys go. I'll have a good think.
I think the genie is a difficult one because he is way more character than he is monster.
Yeah.
Like, I read all his stats. He also has a whirlwind ability.
Oh, nice.
Which
awesome.
Which is concentration as long as he's concentrating. It's like DC 18 strength save will be restrained, and he could just keep it going as long as he wants.
Wow.
That's no good.
He isn't his stats at all.
Right.
Like he has all this stuff, which is flavor, making tables and food and wine and all that stuff. But that's all character things.
Yeah.
So do you want to use a genie as a character? Yes, I do. But how do I do that? In a good way. And the only way I've come up with is put him in a wizard's lair. I've got one way.
Put him in a lair. All the other ways are really sort of quite done. Not that that's a bad thing if you do it well, but like finding it in coming across a genie and then freeing it. It's unlikely you're going to find one in the wild, in the regular planes. Again, if you go to the elemental planes, then you can find them in their palace and stuff, and that's very cool. But then they sort of do just become dealing with local nobility.
Yeah, they become that storyline, yeah.
Yeah, which is fine, but it is just, the use of them there is less genie, more just I'm talking to a very powerful king or
I get what you're saying totally.
Rather than all the stuff about having a cool benevolent slave master, essentially, you could do that with just people,
just a guy.
Wanted.
Yeah,
it's just really so much cooler with a genie, though.
And it is very cool with a genie, and it's a cool little thing. So yeah, what do you think?
Just one more on this. The idea, though, of the extraordinary genie instead of an ordinary genie, where maybe it's a genie that has decided against what he normally does, and he's decided to set up shop in our world as a king.
Right, yeah.
That could be interesting, and that you have to think about him and then think about his character and who he is, and I like that, so I'm going to go with a 12, because there's like 2 ways to use him, but they're both really good.
That's lower than I would have thought originally, but I 100% understand the point you make, yeah.
I mean, it is a system out of 20, and we are being fair. We're not IGNing this. Everything's an 18 because it's really good.
That's the thing. Yeah.
I'm saying
most things in D&D are pretty good. Most of the monsters are pretty good. We haven't done a lot of really terrible ones. It is fair to say, but
this guy is really good. But I mean, that's all I've got.
Yeah. Okay. So, you got any opinion?
I guess I echo a lot of what's been said. I think they look really cool, and that's quite good. And genies are cool.
Yeah, that's true.
But I've also never really interacted with them in a game, probably because people who DM don't want to just shoehorn them in, and they might be a little bit difficult to get into games. So 13. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Okay, 13. That seems fair to me. I haven't really got much more to add, so I'm going to say 13 as well. And I'm done with the drawing, so let's just let's fade to the next bit. Whoa.
Oh, I love him.
Oh, nice! I'm liking the effect. That's awesome.
He's very soft looking.
You said it when you did him that he got a bit more Disney. No, he's a bit more like Samurai Showdown-y, like with the.
Oh,
yeah, you're totally right. Yeah.
I was thinking it's somewhere between like Legend of Zelda and Hercules, the Disney movie.
Anyway. Oh yeah, I can see it.
Mainly because of the glow.
I can see
like the skin colours, but yeah.
I can see Twilight Princess.
He looks like a real soft boy.
Yeah, he seems pretty friendly here.
You're definitely seeing the good of the chaotic good part.
He is holding his sword though. There, just in case. A clearly very magic sword. It's got 2 pluses on it. So it's good.
Very rare.
Yeah, I do like the idea of literally just having the pluses as like your magic runes on your sword, and just like plus. Nice. And then you add another one when it's +2.
That is pretty strong. I do like that.
But yeah, it's not too much to say about it. I think we talked to the genie. We talked quite a bit about him, didn't we?
We gave him lots of words.
He looks like a genie merchant.
He kind of does.
He's got some wares to peddle.
Look at my wares. I don't really know where they are. There's sort of a hint at a curtain behind them. I don't really have too much of an idea for where
they're in like his merchant's hut in the bazaar.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those. Genie's one of those monsters that, like, quote unquote monsters, where I don't know if I would ever be amazingly comfortable using it, mainly because I don't like getting stuff wrong when it's something so culturally based. I know that's not necessarily like, if you're among friends, then it's fine. But
as long as you don't have it like chilling out in like a synagogue or something, I think you're alright.
Yeah, and it's just like that. It's one of those ones where it's like I'm more comfortable with like the mythologies I'm very familiar with.
I get you.
And that's why with this I went very, very simple and quite standard. Just because these are the things that I know to reach for.
I get you, but you can't go wrong with Aladdin and Arabian Nights.
Yeah, and
you can't go wrong with that.
I have read it. I've read an English translation of Aladdin a long time ago, but yeah. Anyway,
you can't go wrong with that. Alibaba, you go forward with the stories in the West, and you can't go wrong.
And again, it's there's so much to actually know about anything. There's and it's such a generic because they're so old, the genie stories and stuff. you'd have to go to university and do genie studies if you wanted to, or rather probably
become a genius.
Hey.
And with that, I think we're done.
For the greater good.
You know,
God,
if there was...
I think I cut out your cratering talk, didn't I? Or did I leave it in the last episode?
You left it in.
But, you know, if I was to ask for one wish,
it
would be for whoever's viewing this to give it a like.
That'd be a wasted wish, Sam.
Yeah.
World hunger. World hunger would be my wish.
My
Oh no! Now I look like an awful person.
My wish is for 100 subscribers by the end of this year, so I can do 100 subscribers. If it happens at Christmas, it could be a Christmas and a 100.
It could be a Christmas
special.
miracle.
Oh, that's my wish.
We could do an advent calendar.
Oh, all these That's the thing about the summer and this end of the year. At least in England, we don't really have anything going on.
No, summer's not really that important. Everyone's just out in beer gardens.
Yeah, I'm not doing no 4th of July special or anything. I mean, that's
No,
fine.
thank
Why would we celebrate rebellion?
For one thing. But also just, there's no holidays in Halloween. That's going to be a good one.
Spooktober.
October's
we could do a
going to be a good
Spooktober.
one.
Yeah.
October will be good for
Guy Fawkes night.
We've done vampires though.
We will do a Guy Fawkes special.
Yeah,
guaranteed. Because no one else in the world.
No one else will understand why.
Perfect. Like, comment, subscribe, and such. Oh yeah, I'll stop now.
I'm gonna stop as well.